What is good? What is good? Let's see. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at these markets. What's good? What's good? We're gonna take a look at the markets following the news and what happened here, which is actually setting up for some really good moves in the upcoming week. So let me just post this here. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? Let's see. All right. All right, what is good? Let me see. We are live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay? Somebody let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll basically be breaking down my next setups. You can go to my story and I'm live on YouTube breaking down the next setups in the markets. All right, cool. Y'all can hear me. All right, cool. All right, so everybody who's not on the YouTube live, I'm going to be breaking down my setup that I took this week and then all the next setups following the CPI. I joined the live also on Instagram as well so that you guys can join up and ask questions from there. But if you're not on the story on YouTube or you're not on the YouTube live, you will not see, the setups. So it might not make sense. But I'm going to go ahead and get started here with gold. Did you smoke? Yes, I did. But I'm about to get started here with gold. We can see that on, let's say, 1884 levels. 1884 was a key level in the markets for gold to retest on the daily time frame, and this is why this was our target following NFP. For those of you who are on the live stream on a Wednesday, no, it was Saturday. So yeah, for those of you who was on the live stream Saturday, we broke down gold, anticipating that gold would be bullish starting off in this week. And why did we anticipate gold to be bullish starting off this week? Because, and let me see. I want to see if I can adjust this so that you guys can see what I'm breaking down here on the live. Okay. So like I said, if you're not on the YouTube, join the YouTube so that you can see this breakdown. Anyways, so this was a key level on the daily time frame here for gold, 1884. Last week following NFP, and we'll start with the bar replay. Last week on Friday, we seen that that gold closed bullish, and if we dial down to the smaller time frame, which we will, you'll see that it also had a structural change. We have this impulsive move down here on the daily time frame. Gold had been selling for roughly 2 weeks straight bearish, and then finally at NFP, a session in which we can see a lot of volume be added to the markets. We've seen a lot of lower time frame structures get broken, signifying that gold is now transitioning from a bearish wave to a bullish wave. Now we understand that looking at this daily time frame, that gold has been creating lower lows and lower highs. So we have been seeing gold push down, creating lower lows and lower highs. And on the daily time frame, the overall trend is bearish. We just had the impulsive move down for the past 2 weeks. Now this week and last week, I guess you could say, at the end of the week, Friday, we finally closed bullish. We anticipated a corrective structure from the impulsive move to retest these 1884 levels. And this is why 1884 was our key target here. So coming on early in the week, Sunday, the very first day, as soon as market opened, price immediately jumped up here. You can see that it has no bottom wick on the first daily. That opened right after the market opened, price pushed immediately up here. We can see we had a corrective structure form and then another bullish push, creating a new high here on the 1 hour time frame. Now I want to get back to the daily. Let's go back here. Let's go back a day and dial down to this structure on the daily time frame that we seen for Friday that broke those key levels on the 1 hour time frame. So price had been creating lower lows and lower highs. You can see that volume started to slow up as we reached in this level, but price was still creating lower lows and lower highs. We finally had a push to break these highs with this initial move that happened for NFP. So NFP added volume and started the change of the trend direction. You can see we had these highs taken out here, these highs taken out here, these, as well as these highs here. So gold had created higher highs, indicating that we can likely fill this imbalance to the upside at this 1884 levels. Now we understand on the daily time frame that the overall time frame trend is bearish. So it is in fact bearish, but we're just expecting a corrective structure from the impulsive move that we've seen on gold on the daily time frame for the past 2 weeks. Now, like we said, let's go back to the daily time frame. On Sunday, as soon as market opened, price immediately pushed up. This is roughly 30 pips on the day. Let's see. Is it 30? So nearly 30 pips on the day immediately for gold. And so what we wanted to do from there is to find the best optimal location to get into right now this new bullish wave. We went from creating lower lows and lower highs on the 1 hour time frame to now Friday during NFP. We had a break of structure which broke all of these key structural levels, and then on market open we had an impulsive move up. We then had a corrective structure up, and then a new high be created on the 1 hour time frame. So this is indicating that the structure to me now is gone from this bearish wave to now a bullish wave. And if we've just changed from bullish to bearish, where is the key level on the larger time frame where we can expect price to retest? Our previous low on the daily time frame was made at 1884, and this is why 1884 was our target for this week. We believe that we could see some type of reaction off of this level. That's why we want to go ahead and clear our positions at 1884. Give me a second. Let's just go through. And for those of you on the Instagram, make sure you go to my story and join the YouTube, because we're breaking down all of the setups that I'm going to be looking for. Currently, we're breaking down the setups that we took this week, how we were able to make roughly 20K across 18K, excuse me, across 3 different accounts. And then we were able to pass one of our funding challenges, and another one we are in profit now for phase 2 of another 200K challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, the profits, reinvest like I do always into another account to continue to grow my capital. I have a goal of 3.2 million in total funding, so that's what I'm chasing currently. So we seen on the 1 hour time frame prices creating higher highs and higher lows. We just had a new high created, breaking this previous high. Now all I need to see is a corrective structure to form, and then we will take our bullish entry. Let's see. So we're pushing down. Price needs to come down. We just created a new high here. So we got a retest of this level. I believe I took my entries at 18 within this level here at 1859.5. And why specifically I took my entry in this level. Price had created a new high here. We then seen a corrective structure form. We can see this indicated by the 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame was creating lower lows and lower highs, signifying that this impulse will move up. We have our corrective structure back down to our key retest level. What I want to see now is a break of structure, a change of character. What we had now is previous structural low or lower highs be broken. That's why we went ahead and took our entries after this corrective structure here. And I got in at 1859.53. And we set our stops below this level. You can see these are the highs that we had taken out, being here, here, and here. So this was indicating that this bearish wave on the 15-minute time frame is now over. We're in the bullish time frame trend, and we can look to target our 1884 key levels up here. And my exact stop loss was 1857.5. There. So this was the entry. We went ahead and sent the next day. So this trade took about, I want to say, 2 days to run. What we did is we wanted to take a re-entry. Price had just created a new high, breaking this previous high. We had a high created here at 1874. We know our overall target is up here at 1884 based on the larger time frame. So the daily time frame we know has to correct to this 1884 level, and that's where we're looking to target. And now what I'm doing, since price has created a new high, we want to find a potential re-entry so that we can capitalize on this move up, because we still have a good ways away to go. So I went ahead yesterday, I sent out this setup to the Telegram, the free Telegram. I sent the setup to the free Telegram, and obviously I sent the entry to my premium VIP Telegram, so everybody in the premium VIP was able to execute on this trade as well alongside with me. We had a high get created, price pushed down. Within this level, I believe I took my entries right here. So wait for it. Wait for it. Here. So we started seeing, if we dial down to the 5-minute time frame, price had created a new high. We had an impulsive move up, corrective structure down. We wanted to see a lower time frame structure get broken. We ended up having these two structures get broken, indicating that price is now gone from a bearish trend to a now bullish trend. And for those of you on the Instagram live, make sure you join the YouTube link in my story. I'm breaking down all of the setups that I'm looking for next following the CPI data and the CPI new the volume that CPI left us with there. So go to my story and you'll be able to join the YouTube session. Why exactly 3.2 mil? 3.2 mil was just the max funding, the max allocated funding I could have for the firms I was looking to max out. That's why I was looking to max out 3.2 mil. Now that's just my end goal by the end of the year, but I'm sure we can crush it. So I went ahead and took my re-entries within this level at 1873.5. Stops below the low. And that overall target back up to there. So our overall target and my entry was actually 18, or my stop loss was 1870.50. All right, so yeah, and then a target back up to here. So we let it continue to run. We just play this through. Let's speed it up here. And you can see that price overnight hit our take profit level at that 1884. So I got this as set at 1885, but our take profit was 1884.79. So this is our target profit. And this was only this daily resistance here. That's all it was the daily resistance that we had here at these levels. This is why we had a target of 1884. So following the news, what's happening now? Because what's important is always our next move. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and look at the markets currently. So after tapping into this 1884 level, we've seen now at the release of CPI, price has pushed down bearish, forming a 4-hour bearish engulfing. Now, what this has done on the smaller time frame has broken multiple smaller time frame structures within this bullish wave here. Does this mean that the dollar is ready to tank? I would need to see more structures broken, but if the dollar is in fact ready to go back down, I'm looking for it to push and clear the lows, because we understand that on the daily time frame price has been bearish. So I'm looking for the lows at 1809 to be taken out, and I'll be looking to trade in the direction of this trend. I'm not going to be looking for any more buy setups for gold unless we see a new high be created breaking this 1884 levels, which was the key retest level. But unless we see a break of 1884, I'm going to be looking for my sell positions on gold to target back down to 1811, 1810 levels for price to continue to create for some new lower lows. So this is overall what I'll be expecting for gold. How long will it take? I'm not sure. Let's take a look on the monthly and the weekly and the monthly time frame. There's two things that I really want to mention about the weekly time frame and both the monthly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we rejected off of this 1884 level, which was our previous low. That is as expected. We can see here that the current weekly doesn't have a bottom wick, and that was because there was so much volume at the start of the weekly open. We come down here to the bottom. Go to my story. So if you go to the story on my Instagram, you can click the YouTube link and you can join the YouTube link, and you can see the charts that we're actually looking at and what I'm breaking down. So close out of this live, join the YouTube story, and that's where we're live at. Yeah, I'm looking at gold currently. I'm looking at gold. Can we see the charts here as well? Yeah. All right, hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to try to redo my setup here to where you guys can see the charts. How am I going to set this up? Oh, I got another. Yeah. All right, I got you guys. I got like multiple tripods. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna have it sideways because this is the only way that I could show like my full screen. So you're gonna have to rotate your phone. This is the compromise we make. All right. So let me know if you can see the charts okay. Hopefully you can. I'm gonna have to move around this tripod. Let's scoot it back just a little bit. All right. There we go. We can zoom in. That works. All right, so you guys can, hopefully you can hear me and you can still see the charts there. I'm going to move this right here. All right. So looking at gold, like I said, we've retested this 1884 level, and then from there on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we've started a bearish structure. We see we have this impulsive move to the downside here for gold, and it can be time for gold to continue to flip bearish in the direction of what the larger time frame trend is. And if you can see here on the daily time frame, price has just been creating lower lows and lower highs. What we seen was an impulsive move down here on gold. So we had our impulsive move down. We now have seen a corrective structure up at the beginning of this week. And this corrective structure started with the volume from NFP on Friday, causing Friday's candle, to close bullish there. So we're looking for this imbalance fill to 1884. Once we tapped into this level at 1884, we can expect a change of character or a change of trend direction for price to continue pushing back down potentially. Now what we've seen with CPI, we have our 4-hour candle close bearish, 2 4-hour candles closing bearish, breaking all of these structures here. I definitely want to see how price reacts at 1865, and what I want to see for me to get interested in getting short here on gold is I want to see some of these larger time frame structures get broken. Now we have this low here that can potentially get broken for gold on the smaller time frame at 1869. We see an 1869 break. I want to see a corrective structure on the 4-hour time frame, and I'll look to take shorts and targeting back into these 1806 levels or 1810 roughly to clear these lows. And then I'll have targets of 1853 and especially 1845. But we'll see structure show this on the larger time frame before anything else happens. And if the current daily candle closes bearish after rejecting off of this key 1884 level, I think that's a good sign that we can potentially start the bearish flip for gold to push down. So I'm not looking to buy gold anymore. If gold, unless, like I said, we get a break of this previous high that was created. But if we don't get a break of this high, I'm, like I said, looking for those sell moves back down on gold. So let's take a look. I want you to see the monthly time frame for gold because the monthly is really important. The current monthly appears to be bullish. Now the previous monthly closed bearish. We have a key resistance here at 1806. This is why this is our target. If we do see this flip from the current 1884 levels and gold does in fact push back down to break this 1806 level, that means that the monthly time frame, we have 19 days left in this monthly, would have just created a new low here. And if we get a closure below this level, so let's draw this out. So let's say this current monthly closes, sell candle. Let me zoom in here. There we go. Wait. Goodness gracious, why is this candle being so difficult? I'm just trying to draw the candle, fam. Okay. All right, so this is our candle. So if the current monthly candle closes bearish below this 1806 level, it's likely that we can see the next monthly continue this bearish move down. So that means for the whole month of November, we would potentially be looking at sales here for gold. And this is obviously foreshadowing. And we like to react off of the markets, but I'm just saying what we could potentially be seeing here for the gold markets based on what structure is showing us and how we reacted off of this key daily level here at 1884, understanding that the overall sell pressure has been to the down, or the overall pressure on gold on the daily time frame has been to the downside within this wave, and nothing has indicated that this wave is changed from bullish to bearish. We've just been creating lower lows and lower highs. Price broke the previous low, formed a corrective structure, created a new lower high, broke for a new low. We're getting a correction now. Nothing has indicated within this structure that price is done and is now going bullish. So until price indicates that it is bullish on this larger time frame, we won't be looking for sales, or we won't be looking for buys, and especially we just be looking for sales, especially off of this 1884 level. So let me tap into the stream. Can you guys see okay? Okay, cool. All right, I'm just making sure everybody on the stream can, or on Instagram can see. Hey, what's good, Duncan? What's good, bro? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Just had a like 20K day, so on gold, which was good. We closed out profits at 1884, breaking it down. definitely a good day, not a bad day at all. And just setting up these next moves that we're looking for. So my next move for gold, I'm looking for gold to go back down. I'm not ready for, I don't think, like, even if gold does make one more push up and we break this high here, then I'll look to take buys up to this roughly 1904 level of resistance, and potentially a 1919 target. But overall, the structure is bearish, and we got to understand that we could flip at any given moment here for gold to continue in the direction of that daily trend. So it's safer to either, if we do take the buys, we will take them at a reduced risk. You guys know that if I take any corrective structure trade, I generally take it at a reduced risk. And this trade for gold on the daily time frame that we took, I actually did take at a reduced risk, and then my scale in entry, I put the risk on and did my usual 1%, only because we just had such a good move on gold. All of my confirmations were there. It was likely that we were going to hit our target. We wanted to scale in and make this move worthwhile, and that's what I did. But now anything above 1884, we have to be mindful of a possible flip to continue in the direction of the trend to break those 1806 levels. So that's gold. That's my gold lookout. Let's look at EURUSD, because EURUSD looks absolutely beautiful, as well as GBPUSD, NZDUSD. All the USD pairs following CPI news is looking really good on the 4-hour time frame. So we had this wave here. Now let's actually start with the larger time frame so you guys can understand what's been going on. So dialing it back out on the daily time frame, you can see on the daily time frame, EURUSD has just been on this bearish wave, and this bearish wave started, I believe it was the 18th. Yeah, so the 18th of July, and we have just been continuously going down here for EURUSD. Now, what is important to note, the larger time frame trend is down. So let's put this in our notes here, because this is how I go through all of my charts. So what is the larger time frame doing? My keyboard. All right, so daily is bearish. So the daily time frame is bearish. This is our daily bias. Now, what are we looking at here? Most recently, we've seen that prices pushed down. We had a corrective structure. We retested a key structural level in the markets here, zone at this roughly 1.0635 levels. So we retested in this level. You can see that it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days for this move, this bullish move up. Within today's candle alone, we've already cleared the volume from the past 1, 2, 3 days just with this current daily candle, and we know the daily time frame trend is bearish. So where are we looking for EURUSD to target, and where's the next move for EURUSD? Our next target will be the previous low that EURUSD made at 1.04528 levels. So how would I execute on this, and why is structure telling me that we're now from bullish wave to now a bearish wave? Within this 4-hour time frame structure, we want to look at this wave here. This was our 5-day corrective structure that we seen form. Price was creating higher highs. It had broke a previous high, indicating that price is now going from bearish to bullish. It formed a corrective structure, pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, creating new highs, pushed down, didn't break the previous lows, and continued up to this key level here. Immediately off of tapping into this level following the CPI news, we had a break of this trend to the downside. So we broke out of these lows here, we broke through these lows here, and it's looking like we're about to break these lows here. So once we had all of these structures broken for EUR USD, this is a clean and clear downtrend, switching from a bullish wave to a now bearish wave. A bullish corrective structure and now a bearish impulsive move. We're getting a impulsive move because the larger time frame trend is to the downside. This was a slower move. We're expecting this move to the downside to be a faster move. And so what I would want to see is potentially a corrective structure, and since there's so much volume, the current daily is closing extremely bearish. It's likely that the next daily just forms a top wick and then continues to push down. And can we see the next daily break this low? It's going to have to be a lot of volume in the markets, but it is possible. If not, we'll look for this move starting next week. What I would prefer is that tomorrow on Friday, we get our corrective structure to form. And then early on next week, we start to see these levels get retested. And then our bearish signal will look to take sales back to the downside to clear these 1.04528 levels. And that is what will be my next move. I'm really not inclined to taking a trade tomorrow. I will see how the markets are looking at the London session tomorrow. But coming off of the day that we had, and the week that we've had, you know, capitalizing on gold, I might just call it a week there and just, you know, get prepared for next week. Hopefully we start to see this corrective structure form. But if not, and we get the volume and a break for the low tomorrow, we may take smaller time frame trades, definitely at a reduced risk. So any trade that I take here on out this week will be at a reduced risk. 0.25% of my account and just one account. I trade multiple different accounts, multiple different funding accounts. So if I look to take a trade this week or, you know, tomorrow, tonight, it'll be at a reduced risk. So a potential corrective structure and a continued push down for EUR USD. That's what I'm looking for. GBP USD, we see the same thing happen for GBP USD. Let's look at it on the daily time frame. You can see it's clean as day. GBP USD on the daily time frame has just been pushing down. We broke a key low, price pushed down. After breaking this key low, we set a new low here at 1.2034 levels. Let's just round up there. Once we retest it back at the 1.2311 levels, price pushed down for CPI, adding all that volume back in the direction of the bears, which we know the larger time frame trend is bearish. Where can we look for price to go? I would target this level here. This will be my first target, and my second target would be down here on the daily time frame. So how will we capitalize on this structure? We would dial down to our smaller time frame. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. What happened here? We had this slow corrective structure up, price creating higher highs and higher lows. It was a very, very slow move. It's struggling. How I see it is all of this bear pressure is forcing the euro dollar down. This is how we look at it in metaphorical terms. It's pushing price down. Every time it tries to buy back up, it struggles to buy up because there's just so much downward pressure. When price retested this key structural level on the 4-hour time frame with CPI, and I tell the members of our VIP channel and my students all the time that news just adds volume to a structure that's already formed. That's all it does, is it just adds the volume. So what do we see happen here? We had a slow corrective structure up, an impulsive move down with CPI. What can we see happen? We can see price form a potential corrective structure is what I would love to see. But since the current daily is so bearish, take a look at the current daily. Since the current daily is so bearish, it's likely that we could see this steeper move down tomorrow. I would prefer a corrective structure to form first on this 4-hour time frame here before looking to take entries on GBP USD to break these 1.20399 lows. So NZD USD, I've been waiting for price to come down here to break these 0.5611 levels for quite some time. We hadn't seen it get hit in the past 2 weeks. Price had retested. We can see a key level here. We formed a double top, and then with the news today adding volume here, breaking these lows, which was our previous low at 0.59984 levels, we'll look for a potential corrective structure and a continued move down. And if we can get a corrective structure all the way up here, which is not as likely, like I said, because there's so much volume in the daily candle currently, that would be ideal if we can get a pullback up here, but not likely. AUD USD, same thing, pretty similar. We kind of got our head and shoulders pattern here for AUD USD. Price came down, pushed, created a new low. We got to move up here. You can see we got our head and shoulders. And I don't personally trade head and shoulders patterns, but what I think head and shoulders is good for indicating is the change of character. So if we look on the smaller time frame within this area, we'll see the structure that got broken that indicated price is now switching from bullish to bearish. You can see if we dial down to the 1 hour time frame, or price pushed up, we created a low, created a lower high. We then broke this low here. So we broke through this low. Price formed a corrective structure. We pushed down, breaking now these lows. And once we got a break of this low here, this indicated that price is now switching from bullish to bearish. And as long as we don't see our previous high get broken, this structure will remain bearish. And we understand that on the larger time frame, price has just been going down here for AUD USD. So we know that price is likely to flip. This is our indication of the flip. We see the corrective structure form and then a push down. We're looking to clear the previous low here at 0.62851 levels. And that's likely where price would go. Like I said, just likewise with EUR USD, NZD USD, and GBP USD, with the daily closing as bearish as it is, it may not be likely that we see a steep corrective structure. It's likely that we see the next daily form a top wick and price continue to push down. But if we get a new low created tomorrow, then that'll set up some good moves for price to retest these levels here next week that we can capitalize on for price to continue pushing down. That's my overall move. That's what I'm looking for AUD USD. And I'll likely be trading gold and EUR USD over and GBP USD too. So these three are the ones that I'll likely be trading. But of course, we go through all of the other ones just to break them down because the structures are so similar. So NAS, I don't trade this. I don't trade US 30 either. So no need to look at these. So that's what I'm looking for. Those are my setups that I'll be looking for. I'll be keying gold. So gold is the one that we'll be targeting as it has the cleanest price action, the cleanest range to fill to the downside. This is the one that we're going to go ahead and load up on here, and likely be, if all is well with gold, I likely won't trade EUR USD or GBP USD. I'll just look to scale in entries on this gold move, and that'll just probably be what I do. So that's all. That is all that I'm looking for. I really just wanted to hop in, break down my setups that I'm looking for. It would be too long to send all of the setups to my Telegram, and I figured it would just be better to, connect with you guys, actually break down step by step what I'm looking for and how I look to execute on said moves and how we executed on the move that we took. Today, we had a 1 to 11 risk to reward and a 1 to 3.5 risk to reward on gold on these bullish moves. We cleared our profit at 1884, and after tapping into that levels, price had an impulsive move down following CPI, which we mentioned in the Telegram this morning that we were going to close our trade prior to the CPI news, because if we hadn't pushed, so I only wasn't going to close my trade if when the news if we hadn't had reached 1884. So if we didn't reach 1884 before the news, I believe that the news would be bullish and we would push through 1884. But since we had already reached 1884, the previous candle prior, I believe, closed bearish on the 30-minute time frame prior closed bullish. So as soon as we tapped into this level, the news added the volume, which is, I'm thinking, our start of our change of character, our change of trend direction, and price is going to hop back onto this bearish trend to the downside here. And we got structural levels where we'll look to take profit for gold, but overall target is back down to the 1812. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got some type of value from this story. Let me just go through here and see any questions that was asked. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. If there isn't any more questions, I might have to learn how I can stream from both YouTube and Instagram at the same time. OBS used to let you do it, but it hasn't been working. But I'm gonna have to figure it out. So I appreciate everybody tapping in. Those are the next moves for gold, EUR USD, GBP USD. That's what I'm looking to capitalize on. And now it's just time to wait and execute on it. You know, as ace traders, we want to ace every single trade. We have to anticipate. We have to wait for our confirmation. And then finally, we want to execute. And if we do that, that will ensure that we ace every trade. Acing every trade is not being right on every trade, but acing every trade means that we did everything that we were supposed to do to abide by our system to set ourselves up for a profitable trade. And that is what being an ace trader is all about. So make sure you're anticipating, waiting for your confirmation, and finally executing. And that's how you can ace every trade. And I'll see you guys later. I'll be updating the setups that I'm looking for in the Telegram. So if you're not in the Telegram, join the Telegram. For those of you on Instagram, you can join the Telegram, link in my bio. For those of you on the stream, at the conclusion of the stream, you'll be able to go to the link in the description, or you'll be able to go to the description and it'll be there. So appreciate everybody tapping in, and I am out.